So we're in the middle of the vineyards here in Tarija, Bolivia, and we're going to taste two of the most emblematic varieties of the region. And the first is Moscatel de Alejandría. And would you like to tell me why this is special for you?
Yeah, of course. This wine is very special for us because these are the first grapes that came to Bolivia. The Jesuit priest, sorry, pardon my accent. The Jesuit priests came to Bolivia, the Spaniards, around 500 years ago, and they brought grapes to the region. So the state that we see right now was owned by these priests, and they started making wine here around 300 years ago. They brought these plants that we are making wine of right now. So we wanted to go back to the roots and try to show what is the original that we have here in our terroir. And the Muscat of Alexandria was a perfect example for that. This is the wine we use to produce Singani. Singani, that we're going to talk about it later, is a spirit that is made of distilling Muscatel wine. So I wanted to go to the first phase and stop with the wine and see what could I do with it. And we decided to try to make a dry muscat. And I think we succeeded. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Well, the characteristics of this wine are that it's a very, very aromatic and it's very loyal to the fruit. So when you're trying to look for the aroma, you will only find the aroma of the fruit itself, of the Muscat of Alexandria grape, which is fantastic because you can you can see the transformation. You can have the grape and then taste the wine, and you will have the same aromas, and it's a very noble wine.
Yeah, we just tried some up there in the vineyards, and it's amazing. This is one of those wines that you really can describe as tasting like a grape.
Exactly. That's the way to describe it. And yeah, we're producing it now. It's among our premium wines. And we are opening it for the foreign market because we think that it's a good good way to show what we're making in Bolivia with wines.
Super. And what I love about your Muscatel and a lot of the wines that we're trying here is that it's got this really nice natural acidity. What is it that you have here that gives your wines that great acidity?
I think it's the perfect climate we have and the altitude. Because our terroir is very privileged, it's unique, it's in between 1800 and 2100 meters above sea level, and that makes our wines these fruity characteristics that we try to show in our wines. We don't use much wood because we want to show the real personality of our vines.
Super, and that takes us on to the Syrah quite nicely because this is the very top of your levels.
Yes.
And actually your Reserva has 11 months with barrel. Exactly. But then when we come to the icon wine of the winery, it has 4 months in barrel.
Yeah.
And so it preserves this really fruity quality.
Exactly.
What is it that you think, how would you explain to someone how this Syrah tastes?
I will explain it as a very aromatic as well, because we try to keep our aromas very on point. It has a lot of the characteristics that the Syrahs of the New World have. It has all the aromas of the black fruit, blackberry jello, but also has its own characteristic that it's created because of the terroir. It's a very what we like about this wine is that we try to show, as Amanda was saying, the characteristics of the fruit, and this is why it might sound weird, but our top wine is only aged for 4 months because we don't want the oak to put much into the wine, but only help us with the structure of the wine. Once that is done, it could even be only 3 months. We try every time and see when it's ready, but we don't want the wood to overcome the beauty of our wines.
Super. And why do you think Syrah has adapted so well to this place?
I think because it's a rougher kind of vine. And because of the terroir itself, I think it's because of the continental climate, the altitude. It responded really well to the high sun exposure, and we can say that is the vine that adapted better to the Bolivian soil, at least to ours.
Super. And then the last thing that we have here is probably the most Bolivian of them all, which is Singani.
Exactly, very well pronounced.
Thank you. Been practicing. And this is made from Moscatel de Alejandría
Exactly.
wine. And so, what is the process for making it this
Into
to
this. Okay, so we first make our Moscatel wine, and after that we put it into.
And do you make a dry wine like this, or
Yeah,
a sweeter
no,
wine?
a dry one like this, exactly the same. No additives, nothing. We make a base wine of Moscatel, and then we put it in the alambiques. I don't know how you say that.
These are your like stills.
See, made of copper.
Copper stills.
Copper
yeah.
seals, and they have one simple distillation, and that's when this turns into this in one simple distillation. No, nothing added, but you can still feel the Moscatel
Oh,
in
it's
El
still
Singani.
amazingly aromatic.
Yeah, well, it has 40% alcohol, and it's the Bolivian drink by excellence. We've been producing Singani quietly in Bolivia for more than 500 years.
Keeping it to yourself.
Yeah, but now we're open up to the world. What makes our Singani the most novel spirit made from grape is that we can only use one variety of grape, okay? To make a Singani, we can only use 100% wine of Muscat of Alexandria. The main difference with Pisco, for example, that is very close to us, is that they can use 5 varieties of grapes. They can use one or either the 5 together, and that makes a difference because this is only one variety. And the same with grappa. In grappa, you can use many varieties of orujo to make the grappa, but we don't make it out of the remains. We distill the wine, so that's also what makes it different.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's really smooth to drink.
It's
I mean, it's
really
11 a.m. and I'm happily drinking it.
I love that about Singani. You can drink it all day long.
Super.
Viva mi patria Bolivia.